Leisure boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen, today we're going to be talking about the one and only Turbo coin, right? We can see the last thing from Turbo is a nice retweet from Change Hero. We see that Turbo on Solana just pulled up on Change Hero. AI generated, meme fueled, community powered, Change Hero supported. Swap turbo at turbo speeds, stay non custodial, go full degen optional. That's funny. That's so cute. Right, let's ride. So we can see, right, 7,000 views, 230 likes, lots of comments as well. So very, very nice support. More exposure never hurts. Now, let's talk about Turbo and what it has been up to. Here's the thing, people, right? Before we dive into the technical analysis, we're actually going to look at Bitcoin for a second, right? Bitcoin, Bitcoin. We talked about how Turbo needs to decide. And ultimately, right, it wasn't really Turbo's choice, if we're being honest. It was Bitcoin's choice. We talked about how Bitcoin was getting squished from both angles all the damn time, and it just had to make a damn decision very, very soon, right? If you don't know what I'm talking about, we'll cover this quickly. We had these highs over here. Then we go lower, we had these highs over here. And then we'll take out these wicks, right? Then, ladies and gentlemen, we had these highs. And what do you notice, right? The highs are getting lower and lower consistently. But what was on the opposite end? Ladies and gentlemen, the lows were getting higher consistently too. So we can see that we were eventually looking to get sandwiched and we had to make a damn choice. All right, we had to make a damn choice. I mean, look how tight this thing is getting, right? Look at it, right? Even this candle, it created a lower high and then it was either had to create a very small higher low or it just had to explode in the direction it thought it wants to go, right? We can see, right? If we do it even with the path, we go down here, boop, bop like this, bop like this, bop like this. I mean, it gets a little bit messy, but bop, 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 right? Literally bop, 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 and then exploded. Okay. So Bitcoin has decided. Now, I think Bitcoin's next destination is practically going to be the all time highs. Right now, it looks like it actually did kind of sweep it. But that's good because I do believe, right? It swept, it sold off just a little bit, but I do expect Bitcoin to go up continuously, right? Most likely in this type of triangle form, meaning I expect Turbo to do well, right? When we go and look at the coins, we can see, ladies and gentlemen, if we go to something like Turbo, right? Turbo has been consistently going up. We could even break it down from our section, right? We have had something very, very similar where we were looking at a resistance, right? This resistance over here, boom, something like this, right? Something like this. And we're looking at our lows, right? We're looking at our lows. And we can see, ladies and gentlemen, that boom, we have lows. We pretty much have double bottoms. Like technically, this was slightly lower, but when we looked at something like the daily, it was practically the same. And then, of course, boom here, boom here, boom here, boom here, consistently going higher. Now, we haven't technically broke out of this resistance. This rooftop is really, really fighting. But I truly do believe unless we get the ultimate fake out from Bitcoin, right, and we crash, there's zero reason in terms of pure technical analysis of why we shouldn't break past 0.004. Okay, that is the next area. That is ultimately the next area. And it kind of looks like we're creating something very, very similar to what we were creating down here, right? We go back in time, this was early September, right? This was early September, and we can see it's actually very, very similar. It's actually very, very similar where we had some type of momentum that looked like it was slowing down. We go up, but then we crash lower. Then eventually we recover, go sideways, and start going up, right? Then it's the same thing over here, right? we're going kind of sideways. We go up, but then we actually crash lower. But then here in the small details, it was consistently showing, right? It was consistently showing that we are going to be going higher and higher. Why? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we can see that we have this bottom over here. We have a nice double bottom, practically another double bottom. And of course, any of these highs eventually got claimed with a nice pump, right? And when we did go back down, these bottoms were higher than these ones over here. And then eventually we can just see very, very easily, very, very visibly, we were just consistently kind of just going up higher and higher and higher. That is what I expect for Turbo very, very soon. Okay. That is what I expect for Turbo very, very soon. And that makes me extremely excited because I do know once we kind of break through this, right? Well, once we kind of break through this, we really are going to be looking to reclaim, boom, this price over here of 0.0046. Okay. That is my next zone. Obviously, after that, the next zone after that is 0.0055 as the next one. And then, of course, it is going back to the last relevant highs we had on May 9th. Okay. So, I'm just pointing it out there. The vision is here. We've been talking about it for the last couple of days already. I know some people in the comments were being a little grumpy. Whatever. Listen, man, this is just the truth. We report what we report. And so far, we are on track. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, things are looking good. Things are looking exciting, right? We probably will have a very minor sell off this institutional daily candle. And I mean minor, probably like a couple percent, right? When we go up, we probably will go down a little bit, kind of go sideways, and then just continue going up, right? Because there is an institutional candle over here. Well, ultimately, I'm super, super excited for Turbo. Let me know what you guys think. All right, seriously, let me know what you guys think. Right, even to last time, we had something very similar where we had kind of this go lower, we kind of start staircasing slowly upwards, and then we explode. Right, we had something very very similar where we're kind of looking to reclaim momentum, but we actually crash lower. Right, we crash lower, and then again we were just kind of going diagonally, slowly, and then eventually we explode. Right, boom, 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 boom. Right, I know it's a little bit messy, but you guys get the general point. But yeah, ultimately, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Unless we get the biggest fake out of the century with Bitcoin, Turbo should be looking to recover. Also, it like I said, it does look very, very like similar to this whole sector, right? This whole sector. Worst case is we get something like this, right? Where we kind of are slowly kind of recovering and then we get a fake out to the downside. And then again, it looks like slow recoveries, but then a pump. Or, ladies and gentlemen, we should be expecting a big pump soon. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I am looking forward to Turbo's success. And I know Turbo will be doing good. I know some people are saying, well, listen, man, Turbo is still down from these highs over here. Guys, get a grip. Every single coin is down, right? That's just reality. That's just the markets. Yeah, ultimately, that is, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye.